Hello and welcome to the latest bike ride video. There's a bag, there's refreshments for later, there's a camera. Photography will happen later, but for now we're heading along the River Cam again, but this time we're going further. Last time it was 3 miles to Bates Bike Lock in that direction. This time we're going all the way to Clay Hythe Bridge. Yeah, I did remember eventually. I am getting sleep, honest go. So off we go. No idea how long this video is going to be. There will no doubt be an edit required, which there wasn't last time, because last time it was just 3 miles and the video was like about 20 minutes long, so I've got the angle better. Currently in my ears is Waterbeach, the excellent podcast featuring Mark Kermode and Simon Mayo. The weather is nowhere near as good as 2 weeks ago. I've set off at 9:23 AM. The weather forecast says the rain may return by early afternoon, so the idea is to be back home before the rain returns. So fingers crossed, that's what's going to happen. The camera is definitely angled better than it was a couple of weeks ago. Also, less wind rush because alterations have been made to the camera. Morning. Morning. There may be less commentary this time, certainly initially. Yeah, sometimes 12 miles and it'll be about 14 miles when we do it next week. From the hospital. So here's the bridge over the river. Morning. Heading north to our left. Station itself to our right. Oh, it's so hard to point. To our right. Here is the building site for what will be a bridge for the Chisholm Trail. Currently still very much a work in progress. Apparently they're going to top it out relatively soon. So it'll be interesting to come down here. I doubt I'll catch it the day they top it out, but it'll be interesting to come down here because they've actually topped it out. Swans! Many swans this week, and a duck. Morning. I actually changed coat. I don't think I had the spring summer coat on when I last did this ride a couple of weeks back. And then suddenly, high spring as it were, spring with reasonably warm weather arrived. And I went, oh, I'll put the spring summer coat on. And then it started getting chilly again, so I've got on t-shirt, hoodie, scarf 1, scarf 2, spring summer coat. And very much full-length jeans and not shorts today. That's where there was horses just a couple of weeks ago. It was very empty this time. No doubt I'll spot them on the other side of the river. I'm also mapping this time. I forgot to do this a couple of weeks back. People on their phones. I'm just nattering away to a video for YouTube, but over to our right. I can see the Church of Fenditton. Lesser known fact about me, many years ago I did church bell ringing, never for any actual services, when I did bell ringing, and that's where I did it. It's also the site of lesser known accidents in my life. When one day during a bell ringing practice, someone yelled something that I think they yelled the words "don't let go," and I let go, and the bell went out of control. Don't worry, nobody was hurt, but people had to rush up a bell tower and stop a bell going very wild. I must remember to get the photograph when I come back later, but it's such a long ride today, I'm just going to keep on cycling and do photographs on the way back. But yeah, I had a phone call from work just yesterday, certainly morning work. Haven't had a peep out of afternoon work, who took my mobile number when lockdown started and said they'd text me if I had to suddenly come back into work. And morning job, who equally have my mobile phone number, rang me yesterday and said, we're extending your furlough period till the end of June, so I don't expect to be back at work until July. Which is really weird, because June for me would normally be the students finish and then we all have to come in on a Saturday and have a big clear out day and get the college ready for what's known as conference season. Not happening this year. This is a very, very, very strange year. Nothing is happening as normal. What is this by the river here? From a distance I thought it was a bird, but it's just a post. I know one thing about today, it is chilly. Hello, hello. Yes, still planes. What's left of a bike? I should have grabbed my gloves, my hands are a bit cold. Not sure if that cold will come out with it. Should have grabbed my gloves. My hands are a bit cold. But onwards we go. Yeah, I have put a video of this whole bike ride all the way up to Clay High Bridge before, but I don't think I put it out as a whole video. I think I put it out as a two-parter. But the intention this time is to, no matter how many clips the camera creates, they will be joined together to create one smooth ride all the way to Clay High Bridge. Horses. So yeah, the path noticeably damp and puddly this week. But yeah, when I did this ride a couple of weeks ago, it did actually genuinely surprise me how nearby Bates Bite Lock is, and then you look it up on a map as to how far it is from my home, and basically 3 miles. So less than 3 miles, because I've been measuring the distance today on Map My Ride, and the river is about a mile away from my home. So the start of the bridleway that we're on to Bates Bite Lock, basically 2 miles. So much nearer to me, much further away on the video, because this camera is rather wide angle, is there. That is the bridge that takes the A14 over the river. Famously has the word Newnham painted on it by some student, or possibly a series of students, because it keeps seemingly getting renewed over the years. And about the only way they could remotely have done that is to have leaned down from the road itself. It's way too high above the river for them to have done it from the river. Yeah, I've definitely got the angle of the camera much better now. But I realised only when I watched it back from a couple of weeks ago that the camera was angled too high. It's a schoolboy error really, because this camera is very wide angled, and so when you actually initially look at it monitored on the phone, you can't necessarily tell that you've got it wrong. It's a bumpy bit. So this is all boxed in graffiti. I'm not quite sure why they've boxed it in, but they have. You can hear the sound of the traffic going over here. But even in this cold weather, the river is as gorgeous as ever. So I will keep coming back here, I think, as lockdown continues. But yeah, next week's bike ride is a very long one. This week's one just feels long. Next week's is genuinely long. I've been building up to it, and it's still going to knacker me next week's. So next week's will probably be followed up with a really short one. So we're getting closer and closer to Bates Bite, which is where the bike ride finished 2 weeks ago. There it is, I can now see it. It won't be as clear on the camera, but I can now see Bates Bite Lock. This time we're not stopping. Well, at least we're not stopping till I get to Clay Hythe Bridge. I've done it quicker this week. I have actually done it quicker. 14.5 minutes from the beginning of the bridleway to Bates Bite Lock. I must be getting fitter. That's a good sign. So yeah, no walk across the weir this time. I did that last time. You can go back and watch the previous video in this playlist. You will find a video called Chesterton to Bates Bite Lock. It gets a bit bumpy. But then there's a lovely paved bit, like a proper footpath here. And there's some lovely barges on the other side of the river. One of which could well be abandoned. It's in a rather rusty state. Farmers Field, very empty Farmers Field. Someone deep in conversation on their phone. Had hardly any phone calls during lockdown. Basically one that I can think of when work rang up yesterday. So this is another spot at which you can stop if you decide to do shorter bike rides. We're at a point here where we're just 2 miles away from Cambridge by that sign. We're 2 miles away from Waterbeach, so let's continue. And now the path gets bumpy again. Bumpy path. I have to keep keeping an eye on this screen, because as soon as it hits 30 minutes it won't start a new clip, frustratingly. It just stops and I will have to start a new clip. I may have to check settings and see if there's a way of making it start a new clip. A rather rotten disintegrated tree here. Wash past more boats. Aha! I've now got a text from DHL saying that my parcel that I thought was coming on Friday is coming on Thursday. This is the saga of a parcel that was meant to come on Monday, and I'm really looking forward to, because it's got a triple CD box set in it of music in episodes of the Goodies, and only in episodes of the Goodies that were not on the Goodies albums. So fingers crossed it will indeed arrive Thursday then. So that's tomorrow. That's alright, I'm in tomorrow. I'm not doing anything apart from watching another film. very gorgeous around here. These big old weeping willows. No, it's not a pub or anything, it's just literally it's someone's back garden with bay windows that leads down to the river. I never quite know if I'd want to live by the river because it's sort of deceptively quiet. There are times of year when it would be busier. It's definitely quieter today down here than it was last week. Not that it was very busy last week. All fun times. Morning. Alright, don't say good morning. The person is running and listening to music. Oh, let's see if bunches a bit more. Morning! That's better. Nice lady, actually said hello. For 21 minutes. Ooh, another disintegrated tree. Oh, it gets a bit bumpy around here. Well, at least it's not so warm today that I'll have to lose layers. That's when I did the busway, however many weeks ago it was now, and to lose track of time at these times. But when I did the busway, I genuinely had to stop at one point. Yeah, that was the first video I shot with this camera. And I genuinely had to stop at one point and de-layer. I was getting so warm. But then, as I say, I was still in my autumn-winter coat then. This whole spring getting warm thing kind of snuck up on me this year. So we're at 22 minutes. I'll probably hear a little prompt in my ear from my Chinese camera. Yes, it's a Chinese camera. I bought a Chinese camera on eBay, only to discover it doesn't have an English language mode. And I had to use the app that comes with it, that I'm able to monitor and start it up and what have you from. That's in English. The camera itself speaks in Chinese. So I had to use Google Translate to work out how to use the camera. Fun times. Still the best camera I've ever used to do these kind of videos. As previously, I'm down here on the bike, just there's a mount, and I would mount, not even a GoPro, because GoPros are quite pricey at 300 quid upwards. I mounted a Sony QX1 Wi-Fi camera. Not really designed for the job, and battery-wise it certainly did run out. Talking of which, no, we're doing alright. That was one of my worries today. This camera will run through a USB connection to a separate battery pack. That I will pretty much definitely have to do next week by the busway, because that is a very long ride. So far so good. The battery has not gone down at all after I got it fully charged this morning. Yeah, I think we've reached the bit on this path where I'd be surprised to bump into as many people, because you're further away from places. And as soon as I say that, here comes another runner. Let's see if they want to say good morning. Morning. Didn't have any headphones in to say good morning. It's only polite, even at times like this. I have no idea what I'll photograph on the way back. I'm just burning on with this ride. and then I'll probably take it a little easier on the way back and see what grabs me. Really wishing I'd grabbed my gloves though. Let's hope it's warmer next week when I do the busway. Let's hope I don't have to get trolled on YouTube this week. Last week when I did Coton, I did a half-hour video, did a video cycling to Coton, an off-road one. Fairly, I did get comments on that, and they were quite positive comments. And then the roads were so quiet, I thought, oh, I'll do a video heading home. So I did a half-hour video heading home from Coton. And then suddenly a troll comes out of the woodwork and goes, we all know the roads are empty. Yes, your point being something on the lines of, you're meant to be at home. No, the government has actually told us to take exercise. We've not been told. Yes, we have. No, I don't get out and exercise every day. But once a week I get out on my bike and I go for miles on end, away from people. I'm not going to let this turn into a rant, because the scenery is far too gorgeous, and it is all good stuff for my brain. But let's keep the negativity off, people. But I'm not going, what am I missing at the moment? I'm missing people and places, because now and again I will dream about stuff related to work, and I'll dream about stuff related to friends, and they're people I can't see at the moment due to this lockdown. Oh, it's some dredging. Well, I guess it'll still be going on when I get back here later. Oh, they're lifting away one of the fallen trees by the looks of things. Just over there. We're judging on the amount of tree they have to shift. They might well be here when I get back later. I do want to burn on, I don't want to be distracted in taking photos. I'll do photos on the way back. Now this is not Clayhive Bridge. I always forget which bridge this is. But it's a bridge. Somebody's boat, double Dutch. One of my friends from Pembroke College who retired, they were able to throw themselves into their hobby well, maybe this is it, actually. Regulate your speed. I do believe this is it. We've come in at under half an hour. Amazing. Yeah, this is Clayhive Bridge. So, goodbye. We've managed to fit it all into half an hour.